I'm here with Sebastien Enrique. You are the producer, right, of EA Sports. And what I like to know of you is you make through player stats, like a forecast who's going to win the World Cup. And are you lucky? I mean, are you happy?
Well, EA Sports, using the World Cup game, predicted that Germany was going to win the World Cup, and they actually won it. And I'm always like, no, Germany is not going to win it. Germany is not going to win it. Argentina is going to win it. I'm Argentinian. And so when Germany was progressing, I was like, oh no. And then, but we were in the final. I went to the final. I was in Rio. Of course, I wanted Argentina to win, but Germany was a fair champion. But then predictions are just predictions, you know. So that's the beauty of football. Football, you put so Germany, Brazil playing 100 times, and that's 7-1. Like, what is the probability that it's going to happen again? So anything can happen in football, any given match. So you have it's a team sport. The players might one day wake up feeling good or not feeling that good. So anything can happen.
You made that forecast through the player stats.
So the forecast was made playing the simulation. So you can pick the game, take the game, and say, okay, so play Brazil, Germany, and you leave the computer playing Brazil against Germany, and obviously it uses the stats that the players have assigned, and they end up in a score, in a result, and that was what was used. Yeah.
Lucky you. So, what is special about FIFA 15?
Oh, I think a lot of things. What we're trying to do, our tagline is feel the game. What is feel the game? Because feeling the game is not just about playing the game and that it feels really good when you're playing the game, but it's also about the atmosphere, it's about the passion, the intensity, all the emotions that comes with football. And so in terms of gameplay, many things. What we just announced is we have the new goalkeeper AI. So 2 years working on really bringing that next-gen experience into the keeper, and it really feels, it really looks amazing. So we're still 3 months left for development, so we're adjusting some things, but what we have today, we really love it. And in addition to that, much more responsiveness when you're playing the game. So we added a lot of different move cycles or running cycles to have more precision, more shorter steps, and basically many more animations. So you actually, when you press whatever button or whatever direction on the pad on your controller, so the players do what you want them to do. A lot of work into artificial intelligence. The visuals, really putting them together, it looks amazing. New technology of lighting that we call physically based rendering, and the game looks outstanding. We have the pitch, we have a new grass, and in the grass it can get deteriorated, not in random way, but we actually track every single footstep of the players and the strength of that footstep to deteriorate the pitch over time. So visually, we are into physics, the corner flags, the goal post, a lot of different details that make the game look outstanding. So when there are people that they have they look at the screen and they say, oh, who's playing? And they don't realize that it's a game. So that's the best compliment that we can get.
Just a while ago, I played it. And I was pretty amazed. I played during rain, and I was pretty amazed. I can really see the footsteps, and the ball was very slowly because there are lots of water. So this is one part of the physics.
Absolutely, yes. Obviously, the water affects the ball physics. The ball gets slower. There is more friction. The players have more probabilities of getting injured. They get tired more often. Then, obviously, the pitch gets deteriorated in a harder way in a rainy day. And then you can see also the fog, the lighting, everything. So we're doing everything to make that experience the most immersive possible experience, and at the same time, for creating a game that is fun to play. And then that you keep seeing moments every time that you're saying, wow, look at that. So we love it.
So you put lots of focus on the authenticity.
Absolutely. So for us, so gameplay is always our focus number one, but we're doing a lot of work into what is the what we call the presentation of the game and what we call the visuals, because we want that immersion, we want that emotion and intensity. And in terms of authenticity, it was always like one of our pillars. So we have more than 30 leagues, more than 600 teams in the game, 16,000 players. We're adding this year the Turkish league that was so requested for a lot of people. So we're extremely happy. And in terms of player likeness, for the Premier League, we're adding more than 200 scan heads. So we went to every club to scan heads of every players. And so I would love to add the 16,000. We can't in 1 year, but creating in 1 year more than 200 is something unbelievable.
Yeah, I see. It's lots of work as well.
Yes.
And about the authenticity, you would. I'm thinking of in every football match. In reality, you can see lots of fouls, yes. And it's what I miss about FIFA. And when I play it, there are not so much fouls. Would you think that probably one day that will happen, that there are some more fouls?
Well, I think so. When you're playing the game, you can foul when you slide tackle or when you try to do stuff there is a push and pull mechanic. So if you exceed from that, you commit a foul. At the end of the day, so one is working on a simulation of football, but you're creating a game as well. So you need to be considering what are the things that have to be 100% authentic or simulation, and the things that cannot. So, for example, I'm just giving examples. A player, I think it's around 7 seconds that can go from full stop to full speed, and so if you replicate that into the game, so it actually makes it unplayable. All kind of things is like handballs. So handballs, we don't have it activated by default in the game. Why? Because when you're playing the game, you have no control of your hands. So imagine if the 98th minute a handball is given because the ball touch your hands, and you wouldn't like it because you don't have control of your hands. So it's not a skill that you can do or you can control. It's basically saying, oh, the AI is broken or the game is broken. So you need to consider what are the things that you don't have to make fully authentic in order to be able to have a fun game to play as well.
So if I'm not, if I can control my hands, so it's hard to make a development that I push the others like that.
Well, you can do that, but you cannot control exactly the position of your arms or the position of your hand. That's why we don't have handballs in the game.
And so there are lots of things you would like to present, what you would like to do in FIFA 15 as well. Are there things that haven't found place or space? Would you do or look forward to FIFA 16?
Well, I don't know if there will be a FIFA 16, but we always have ideas, we always have things that we want to do. So when we started working on FIFA 15 and we said, okay, this is what we want to build, it is massive. So we're super ambitious on what we want to build. And then when you reduce scope, you actually realize, okay, with the resources I have, I can only build like a fourth of what I wanted to build. But it's any game developer is like that. So you want to build a game that is massive, but then it's choosing what are the right things for that year, considering the resources that you have. But the day that myself or the guys working with me, we run out of ideas, we're going to stop working on this. But today I can tell you that I have tons of ideas, tons of things that I want to keep pushing, keep doing, because in my mind it's pushing boundaries and making every year the most fantastic experience. It's always what is my goal is beat the year before and beat them extremely far. That's what I want.
How do you decide which one would you like to work on?
It's super tough, So you need to consider okay, what do the consumer or the community want? So what do they want? And then you need to consider, okay, what are the different types of playing the game, playing FIFA? Like a lot of people just play, they go like a Saturday night, sitting on the couch in front of the TV, having a beer, and enjoy it that way. Some other people just play Ultimate Team. Some other people just play career mode. Like there are many different ways that people play FIFA, and you have a game that is also for all ages. So you have 3-year-old, 50-year-old playing. You have a game that is all demographics in terms of geographies as well, like people playing in Korea, people playing like in Africa, people playing like North America, South America, any country in Europe. So you need to consider as well what is your diversity. So what is your public, and basically what you want to build is, okay, gameplay, visuals, presentation is something that favors all of the people. But then you need to choose, okay, I want to build something for the gamers that play the game this way. And then you start creating, okay, what can we innovate on, or what are the things that we need to polish? What are the things that the community wants, and can we do those? And then it's a lot of it's part of research, part analytics, part knowing what the people want, and then it's part experience of saying, okay, this is the right thing to build, and hopefully we get it right all the time.
That's what I hope as well. Thank you so much for the interview, Mr. Enrique, and hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much for coming. I hope to go to Switzerland someday.
That would be fine, yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks.